Today on Channel A, App State's tuition continues to rise.
Coming up, dorm renovations that will raise the cost of on-campus living but also increase the quality.
And how the theater department is adding a new modern twist to a classic play. Good evening and welcome to Channel A. I'm Andrew Gibson.
And I'm Will Long.
We hope you tune in for a weekly recap of events here at ASU. The UNC Board of Governors in Raleigh approved an increase in tuition. 16 of the UNC campuses will see as much as a 10% increase in state tuition. Appalachian State's tuition rose by 6.1%, increasing the state's in-state tuition for upcoming students. These numbers do not include services like room and board, books, and other expenses. Appalachian State students can expect to pay almost $400 more, and students from out of state will be expected to pay $500 more.
The 1 Billion Rising campaign has been a local success here at Appalachian. The campaign asked people across the world to dance to stop violence against girls and women. App State took part and held a flash mob outside of the Plymouth Student Union yesterday at 4 p.m. The campaign was started by Eve Ensler, who also started the movement V-Day, in effort to use Valentine's Day week to spread awareness for violence against women. Chancellor Peacock and Boone Mayor Loretta Clausen support the local events around the High Country and signed a proclamation that was read after the mob last week. Appalachian expands each year through residence hall renovations that make living on campus more comfortable for the student body. Winkler Hall will be the next to see improvements, but the funding will be coming out of the students' pockets. Channel A's Amber Marshall has the story.
The only money we have for doing anything we do is from rent.
Every year, on-campus housing is changing, and every year prices are going up. Director of Housing Tom Kane says that the coming year is no different.
For this next year, as we go into fall 2013, housing's going up $100. We're looking at what it'll go up the following year. It'll be somewhere between $100 and $150 probably next year.
Although an increase in costs will impact students, the biggest change is that Winkler Residence Hall will be down for renovation.
I mean, it's kind of controversial what we're doing with Winkler.
In May, Winkler will close its doors to students for 14 months and undergo a $15 million facelift.
And when it reopens, it'll be about 190 beds, so it'll have 60 more beds than it does now. It'll be suite style.
The constant renovations and additions to housing result in higher rent year after year. Freshman Mitchell Tomlinson lives in Eggers Hall and says he doesn't mind a bigger bill for better housing.
You know, college in general is expensive. To pay a little more, I'm going to be in debt just about as much anyway. So I'd rather pay a little bit more to, have a better experience now.
Kane believes that the on-campus housing experience is also enhanced because of its convenience.
It's pretty basic, pretty small square footage, but you don't have to worry about anything. When it's cold outside, you just crank up the heat. When if you live in an air-conditioned hall, you don't worry about what that costs. All your amenities are already all included.
Although prices are rising, Kane says the ASU costs remain low compared to other UNC schools.
So when you compare what we charge based upon what other schools in the system are charging, we're really in the middle of the pack.
Reporting for Channel A, I'm Amber Marshall.
The 15th annual Polar Plunge will be on February 21st at Duck Pond on campus. This event raises money for Watauga County Special Olympics. Last year it raised around $8,000 for the county. Brave souls that want to jump into the pond next week will be asked to donate just $25 and will be rewarded with an official Polar Plunge towel. There will also be prizes for the most extreme costume and the highest fundraising group. Registration for the event begins at 3 p.m. on February 15th, and the plunge will start at 4 p.m.
And on a global level, Pope Benedict XVI resigned on Monday, becoming the first pope to resign in nearly 600 years. The pope, who is 85 years old, retired due to failing health and old age. He plans to retire by the end of this month. On February 28th, he will fly out to a retreat while Vatican leaders will go through the task of choosing a new successor. They are expected to have a new pope elected before Easter. And on an international level, a meteor strike in Russia injured several hundred this morning. More than 200 children were hurt and about 3,000 buildings sustained damage from the resulting shock waves. About 20,000 emergency workers have been mobilized to support the damaged area. The Russian Space Agency believes a single meteoroid disintegrated into several meteorites before crashing down in Russia this morning. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the death of famous playwright Tennessee Williams. The Department of Theater and Dance has chosen to honor him by performing the Glass Menagerie with some added surprises. Our Kaylee Jones found out what they have in store.
With 2 performances down, the cast of the Glass Menagerie still have 3 to go. They have one tonight and tomorrow night at 7:30 and a matinee on Sunday at 2.
Tom is the narrator of the story, and he's also the son and the, I guess, youngest sibling of the family. The story kind of takes place around Tom, his mother, and his sister, and kind of what they get themselves into and the way they react with one another.
The costumes in the Glass Menagerie have been designed to have an added modern twist that isn't usually seen in the play.
In our costume pieces, you will actually see bits of Tom's writing. Tennessee's story will be on our bodies in different senses, so that if you look closely enough, you can see what he wrote about that person.
The production crew has also used the same creative approach in the design of the set.
So what we've done is, because these are characters in a play that is written, the costumes have little snippets of the play hidden on the light areas. The set looks like there's some details and then some of it fades out because when you remember something. And then there's a part of the set where you'll see, as Tom writes, you'll see what he's writing.
This unique set and costume design is necessary based on the fact that the play itself is unique in how it is told.
So you want to know about the concept and then why the set's tweaked the way it is. It's a memory play, and in the 30s and 40s that was kind of avant-garde, where a character comes up and tells you about a memory.
Gagne has found sarcastic humor in the play that he hopes the audience will pick up on.
I think we've got a really vibrant show that's very much alive and not at all the boring root canal that Glass Menagerie can be.
For Channel A, this is Kaylee Jones.
Since the university will no longer have merchandise that says ASU, Channel A asked what ASU gear you will keep.
Coming up, Channel A wants you to be ready for the upcoming weather. Stay tuned to hear when we could see some snowfall.
And App State baseball looks to continue their success after a tremendous year last season.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Leaving behind the name ASU is a big change, since all merchandise will soon exclusively say App State. Channel A's Jessica Parator asked what students will keep that says ASU on it.
The university announced last week they were changing their branding from ASU to App State. We asked students what ASU gear they would hold on to and what items are their favorite.
I'd have to say my ASU cornhole boards. They're pretty legit. Got the lights and everything with the App State cornhole bags and all that. It's pretty legit, so I like that. Probably my favorite thing.
My ASU hoodie because it's really warm and you need that kind of stuff here in Boone.
My favorite ASU item is my ASU t-shirt. It has a giant black ASUA on it and Mountaineer down the side, and I just love it.
My favorite ASU item is like my shirt. It's written Appalachian here, and I wear it all the time because I like it.
My favorite ASU item is this old sweatshirt I have that was actually my dad's when he came up here in the 80s, and it has the old Yosef logo on it. So, and it's this really cool color too, kind of retro looking. That's my favorite ASU item.
So my favorite ASU item is probably the mugs and the bookstore because I think they're cool.
My ASU pin right here.
Definitely my meal card because I exercise a lot and I need a lot to eat, and food keeps me happy.
The App State pins because they always work really, really well.
I think my favorite is I have a really big baggy pair of sweatpants that has App State down the side, and I trip in them all the time, but they're literally the most comfiest thing I could ever wear, ever.
My App State ping pong t-shirt.
My App State sweatshirt because I like my App State sweatshirt because it has purple in it, and purple's my favorite color, so that's pretty cool.
For Channel A, I'm Jessica Parator.
I heard we could be seeing some snow soon, Heather?
Well, there's no secret that people in the high country are anxiously awaiting for that warm spring weather. And although spring is right around the corner, it looks like we are going to have to wait just a little bit longer to see those temperatures. As you can see here in the northwest region of the United States, there's a cold front that is formed and will be moving towards the northeast throughout the weekend. Now, this cold front is going to be heavily affecting those northern states that were hit with that snowstorm not too long ago, but we will also be seeing effects of that storm here in the high country. Now, today we did experience some mild weather building up to drastic temperature drops tonight. We're also going to have some accumulation starting around this evening and into tomorrow, into Saturday. If we look at our 5-day forecast, we can actually see the snow is going to start tonight into Saturday and Sunday. We shouldn't exceed about 2 inches, but it was enough to get the trucks out on the road to salt and prepare for that weather. Now, by Monday, it should mild up just a little bit, only to turn around and have some more snowfall on Tuesday as another front has moved in. After that front on Tuesday, we will be clear for a while, and although these temperatures will be rising just a little bit, it's not quite that spring weather that we want. And with spring break in less than a month, we really hope that warmth will come a little bit sooner than later. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Heather. Coming up after the break, Evan Taylor will tell you how men's basketball played against Elon and how the baseball team is shaping up for their season opener against NC State.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
The Appalachian State men's basketball team took on Elon Wednesday at Alumni Gym. The Mountaineers led by as much as 7 points in the first half and had the lead within the final minute of the game. A late turnover and fouls led to the demise of the Apps. Now, Carolina players, pay attention to this. Elon hit their last 4 free throws to steal the game. Jay Canty led Appalachian with 17 points and 9 rebounds. Riley Beaumont was a juggernaut for the Phoenix, scoring 22 points and getting 13 rebounds. Appalachian State plays its last road game at UNC Greensboro on Sunday. The women's team will face off against Wofford tomorrow at 2 in the home center. The game will focus on Play for K, which raises breast cancer awareness nationwide. Head coach Darcy Vincent will donate $1 to the KEL Fund for every fan wearing pink in support. App looks to sweep Wofford this season after pulling out an overtime win the last time the two teams met. Baseball starts this weekend as the Mountaineers travel to Raleigh to play against the 8th-ranked NC State. Appalachian State is coming off its most successful campaign in the program's history, winning 41 games last season. However, former former head coach Chris Pollard left Duke last year, and Billy Jones has taken his place in the head coaching position. The projected starting pitchers for today's game were both freshman All-Americans last year. Jamie Nunn will take the mound for the Apps against Wolfpack's Carlos Rodon, who is expected to be a first-round pick in next year's Major League Baseball draft. Appalachian State will hold its home opener on Monday against Kansas. In national sports news, NASCAR starts its season with the Sprint Unlimited race tomorrow. The 75-lap race doesn't count in point standings, but the winner holds bragging rights. This will also be the first time drivers will compete in the new Generation 6 race cars. Qualifying for the Daytona 500 will be held on Sunday. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the odds favorite for winning the Great American Race.
Well, you know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was actually up in Boone a few weeks ago.
I did. I saw that. Traveling to different bars, I think I saw it at Klondike, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the new 6th generation cars?
I'm excited for it. You know, apparently it's going to be a whole lot tougher to drive, and it's not sucked to the track as the other ones were. And you're going to see, cars get a little more loose, a little more wobble on there. But it'll be an exciting season.
Well, after the break, the Swing Dance Club shakes up a local spot on campus.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 home runs.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Crossroads was in full swing this past Monday as the Appalachian Swing Dance Club teamed up with the High Country Jazz Collective to host Swing Night. This was the second time the event had been hosted at Crossroads. Students had fun while dancing the night away to swing classes. The Appalachian Swing Dance Club hopes for more swing nights in the future, and with all the excitement in the atmosphere, it's not hard to see why. And so, Heather, the upcoming weather, what does it look like?
Well, it is Boone as usual. We do have that cold front coming in. I said starting tonight, we're going to see the weather start to take a turn. We're going to get some snow this evening into the weekend. It'll get a little bit warmer on Monday, and then there's just another cold front hitting right again on Tuesday, and then it will clear up by the end of the week. I'm just hoping we get those warmer temperatures a lot sooner than later. Like I said earlier, spring break is less than a month away, and with it being in the 40s, it doesn't really feel like it. But like I said, that's Boone for you. So there is snow coming. Be careful. Make sure you make wise decisions and don't go out on the roads. I saw they were salting earlier, so I'm not really sure, how bad it should get, but hopefully it won't be that bad.
So bracing for your typical Boone weather.
Of course, but you should all be used to it by now because, like I said, it is Boone.
All right, Channel 8 wants to thank you for watching today. Catch us next week.